I'm joined now by Mark Roberts, he's Senior Consultant at Deloitte. Mark, thanks very much indeed for coming in to talk to us about this. You published the kind of 20 richest football clubs in Europe, and Spain topped them, both Barcelona and Madrid coming in there at the top. Is that because of the fans and the merchandise rather than because of the fees that they get?
Well, very much in terms of Real Madrid and Barcelona is very much they're big clubs. They generate a lot of attendance on a match day.
Yep.
But also in Spain, it's a slightly different model in terms of broadcasting. The clubs in Spain do their own individual broadcasting deals. So the deals for Real Madrid and Barcelona bring them in the sort of order of 150 million euros per season. And it's, as I say, it's a different model over there to, say, what you get in the Premier League, where it's a collective TV broadcasting model. So that's their revenue advantage, certainly for Spanish clubs.
Right now, there's the kind of usual suspects are from Britain and indeed from Germany and France are in that top 20. But when it comes to British Premiership football, is there a real danger that you've got these sort of the star clubs who are doing extremely well and who've got lots of money and who buy star players and who are kind of jostling for the top 4 positions every year, and then almost you're getting an all-the-rest situation?
I think what you've seen certainly in the last couple of seasons is that sort of top 4, you know, getting bigger. You know, got sort of positions 5, 6, and 7 challenging for those top 4 places, and obviously everybody wants to get into that top 4 because then that gets you into the sort of lucrative Champions League.
Yep.
So I think certainly, you know, you've seen Manchester City, you've seen Tottenham this year get into that top 4, clubs like Aston Villa, you know, and I think it's that middle group of clubs who are, you know, striving to get into that top 4 that's generating, certainly on the wages side, a sort of higher wage inflation.
Can this wage inflation be sustainable? I mean, we've seen what happens to clubs when they can't pay those wages and they just seem, you know, they're getting into real trouble. Look at what happens to Portsmouth. Is that going to happen to more clubs? Is there a real concern that we cannot exist at this level?
I think certainly if you look at the two elements on the revenue generating side, the clubs have, you know, generating almost sort of 2 billion now in the Premier League, and that has to, you know, that has to kind of come through into sort of some kind of cost management, wage constraint that we believe. You've got wage revenue ratio now up at 67%. We'd like to see that, you know, come down to more in the 60% level, because that we believe that whilst the revenue fundamentals are there for clubs, it's definitely that cost management that has to come through.
Right. Now, the World Cup's about to start. Does it make a difference if international players, if star players play particularly well for their nation? Does that then help clubs in their merchandising? I'm thinking if sort of Didier Drogba can't play for the Ivory Coast, will that make a difference to Chelsea as opposed to if he turns out to win the Golden Boot?
I think certainly in terms of the worldwide audience for the World Cup is more than any other sort of sporting, you know, event bar the Olympics, and so I think that seeing those star players around the world will definitely help the sort of merchandise revenues for the clubs as well as their national team. So it's very key that those star players are seen by a wide range of people around the world.
And indeed for all of our enjoyment. Thank you very much for coming in and talking to us.